What's up, good people? It's yours truly, Karceno. Trying to think where did I put everything. This is Onecraknews. People say, well, what's the difference between this one? Yeah, you're right about that right now. United is sucking it up. It was like, well, what's the difference between this page and Karceno for life? I said the same difference is from ESPN and ESPN2. Now, a lot of you might not understand the title of this video, but the title of this video for me is simple. When we say papers, we mean probation. Right before people get to the end of probation. I know plenty of stories when people get right next to probation, things happen, right? Jerrod. Meet Jerrod, a former auto mechanic known from his high school basketball fame, wind up being an auto mechanic, got into a little incident where he ended up doing some time and served on probation as part of his no jail time sentence. Now, part of his stipulation for no jail time, he could not have any randomly drug tests, could not have any alcohol in his system due to the violent nature of his attack. Enough be said, he was drunk and beat the living crap out of somebody to the point they almost died. Now, needless to say, Jerrod, 2 days before the end of his probation, 2 days, makes plans that, okay, I'm finna go out, have a good old time when I'm gonna have my probation party release. So his probation date comes and passes by 2 days. He goes out and has this big old party. Labbard, he's sitting over there. Yo, my probo over, man. Yeah, I can come do whatever. It's been 2 days. Now, his probation was over on a Friday. The party is on, what, Sunday night? They had a big cookout, everything. So he's like, man, I ain't been drinking and nothing like that. So he's like, I'm a lightweight right now. So he's back drinking, everything going good. Party is great. Party over. He took pictures with everybody. He can go out, do what he want to do. Next thing you know, he goes over and he's playing cards with some of the people that's left. They playing cards, and next thing you know, he gets into an argument with a family member who's in the house, who just out of random conversations. And next thing you know, a fight ensued with a family member, one of the nephews or whatever. He didn't like the way the little nephew was talking to him, I guess. And next thing you know, they fight. Pow, 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 pow. They was, no, don't fight with him. He crazy. So while this is going on, my man's decide, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I just got off paper. They was stopped. So she was like, stop or I'm gonna call the cops. And he's like, no. Don't call them cops. I'll just leave. And he was like, all right. She was like, okay, cool. So while she was taking that and not calling the cops, somebody else already called the damn cop. So now the cops come and he's like, yo, I'm finna be on probation. I'm already off. I just got off my probation party and all this and that. So we just had a scuffle. My nephew had a little something to drink. So they come pick him up. They say, all right, we're just gonna run you down to the station and this and that. They end up saying, no, transfer him there. We gonna send him back to jail. He on probation. He was like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. So they checked the paperwork, and in the paperwork, it clearly states in the paperwork, clearly states, you're not off probation until they come and relieve you off probation. Until you get that paperwork from them, you still on probation. You can't go nowhere. Like you can't do anything, party, do it. You cannot break the rules until they come out, your parole officer give you your paperwork saying that you are off. If you don't have that paperwork, you can throw as many parties as you want. So in their eyes, you still on probation. I mean, the thing was, he didn't end up going to jail, thank God, because they had it. The family didn't press no charges. It was just an argument. And that case got thrown out. So he didn't end up going back to jail. But it was a very big life lesson of what not to do. Another case, man, 2 weeks from getting off. 2 weeks. And he's off probation. 2 weeks. Yeah, until you get that paperwork saying you off. Don't. I don't care what it says on the paperwork. So this guy, 2 weeks from getting off, right? Decides, yo, man, I'm finna put out a rap album, my hip hop album, because I'm gonna drop this party. I'm gonna have my album release. I ain't gonna say the artist name. I'm trying to keep from having an infraction, but the artist decides to put out 2 weeks before he's off papers, have an album release party where he gets drunk. They come and randomly test him, and he fails. He was like, "Oh man, I had an album release party because I was getting ready to get off," and they were like, "Well, you're gonna have to go to jail for 2 weeks until your rest of your probation is out." He was like, "I got a show. I'm promoting my album. My album finna drop." We like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, man, dog. I ain't messed up, dog, in like 4 years. Can't you let this slide?" No, you the one that had like 4 years of probation, not us. You got to go to jail for 2 weeks. Messed up his whole album, everything. It's crazy, ain't it? Oh yeah, definitely hit the like button. Thanks, Kendrick. And here you got the super chat button. Yeah, I still didn't change the name. It's supposed to be the Chase game. It's still saying the Chance game, huh? Is the rapper still out of jail? Yeah, he's out of jail now. Now, here's another case. One rapper decides, you know what? He got a cool PO. The PO just like, look. I know you what you do for a living. You're a rapper. Bet. You know, at least you got a job. Most of these people don't have a job. So this rapper's upset because he ended up getting a case where they gave him more probation. So he was still like, man, I'm still fighting that other case because I shouldn't have gotten no extra probation for that case. And that was a crazy charge over there. I don't know the gun laws. Like, I'm not from New York, so I don't know about their gun laws. And he's like, I want to hear my gun, but I had to take that case because they gave me extra probation. And he's like, I would have been off probation. I wouldn't even had this. Hey, we sorry. Uh, Nothing we could do. And he had 1 month of probation left. 1 month on his paperwork, it said. So right away, he was like, all right, 1 month. 1 month left after this dude served about 5, 6 years of probation because he had extra probation time added. They added more probation. So here is the situation. He goes in there and he tests dirty. His PO said, I understand your job. I know you're a rapper. I know what you do. You failed your test. Oh my God. Like, next time we're going to randomly come find you and don't drop. Don't drop dirty. You almost home. A PO this cool. A PO this cool gave him what he wanted. That was a cool PO. That PO could have went a whole nother way. But that PO was cool. The PO said, nah, like, I'm gonna work with you. You're a good dude. Let me work with this guy. And that's something you don't normally get. So when you get it, appreciate it. You feel me? So what does he do? He says, bet. He goes out, they roll up on him 3 weeks before his probation ends. To give him like a final test and this and that. He failed that too. That's twice. That's twice. So they said, you know what? You got 3 weeks on your probation and you just dropped dirty again. What are you playing game? He was, oh, no, 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 I was tripping. They had us at this out there on the road and all this weed in the air. I didn't smoke though, honestly. So the next time they come, 2 days before they finna come and let him off, he fails again. So now he got to go before a judge. He goes before the judge. The judge puts him on house arrest. He was on house arrest for like 2 weeks. So, but he was allowed to travel to go out for music. So he had to wear the bracelet. They come to take the bracelet off in 2 weeks. He had to go take a piss test. He fails the piss test again. So now he signs up for the drug rehabilitation program. So he can get out of going to jail again. So now they grant him permission to go to this drug rehabilitation program thing. So he goes to there so that he can prevent him from going to jail. So he goes to the drug rehabilitation program, right? Where he's randomly tested. So he's in drug rehabilitation, says he's an addict and this and that. Comes back, and one of his stipulations, random drug testing. Comes back again, guess what? Drops 30. He couldn't go a month. He couldn't go a month. So the judge is like, look, I'm going to lock you up for 6 months. So if you come back and you fail another test, he didn't pass not one. So now, they got him on this, they say, well, he's an addict. He can't help it. So he can't go out on the road. They not letting him travel out of the state. So now he can't travel out of the state. So what does he do? He sits around, he's chilling. They come over, they give him a test, and he passed. It was his first pass test in I don't know how long. And he had a suspended sentence. He was out while he was pending. Was he going to go to whatever? And guess what? He fails the very next test. They lock him up, put him in jail, say, well, 6 months. He gets out in 90 days. But he put at the end of that road, he was like another year of dealing with probation and piss tests and money and money and money going to lawyers. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I knew a girl living in a halfway house, for carrying dope for her man. She took a serious case for carrying dope for her man. And what did she do? What did she do? She served that time. Her mom got her a sweet deal because of her mom's connection with the cops. Got her daughter a great deal. Her daughter served her time, living in a halfway house. What does she come out and do? She come out, start getting back in trouble, hanging with the wrong crowd again. And right when she's getting ready to get off of everything, she's in a house with stolen goods. Why are you in a house with stolen damn goods after you just served this time, put your mom through all this stress, and all these years you had to get locked up? She had to come drive way out to Bumble up wherever, Illinois, to come see you. Now that you back home and you about to finna get yourself together, you finna get a plush job. Who gets out of prison and get a plush job like she got? Because her mom's connections. Her mom like, you finna get connected right now. Yeah, so that whoever loser she was with at that time then had the whole place full of stolen goods. So now the place is full of stolen property all in there. She's wailed on papers for massive being around massive drugs and actually hiding it. They actually had her tagged and bugged, the whole thing. She probably tagged and bugged my house. So they had her tagged and bagged. No, but see, here's the thing. This isn't a hood girl. This is a straight A student. This is a straight A book smart girl. Why do good girls like bad boys? One of those situations. So she ended up, this is what happened to the good girl when she gets gone bad. So she's in a house full of stolen property. She's saying it ain't hers, but the house is yours. The crib that she's staying in, that's yours. Your name's on the lease. The thug, it ain't his, and he definitely ain't gonna take the charge. But he's like, I'm gonna go to jail for some years. I got pride. He got pride because he stole some crap out of a mall. Out of the mall? You got caught in a mall stealing, and you finna go to jail now because you got locked up for stealing out of the mall. So now her mom's got to try to get her out of this again, and she's gonna lose that big old plus job she got. So the dude said he gonna take care of it. He took care of it all right. He robbed everything in the house and went broke and went down south. So he robbed the entire house. Then at the end of this beautiful story, the person decided that they wanted to date me after all this was over. There you go, John. I appreciate that, John, though. No, I didn't save her. I'm sorry. It was just cool to reminisce. You know how you reminisce on somebody you knew for a long time ago? Y'all had that reminisce moment. That was cool for us to have that reminisce. But no, you're never getting back together. But my thing is, for all the people out there who've never been on probation, your freedom is more important than you going back to jail. The government and the plan is set up for you to go back into the system. And please hit the like button, people. That's just disrespectful. 14, just mad disrespect. But this is why we say, you guys have got to, without a shadow of a doubt, watch what you're doing. And you can hit the super chat button anytime here. And if you're watching the video later, you can go to the Cash App and hit me up on the Cash App. We accept all love. Yeah, I saw Kodak get pulled over and they searching his truck right before his show because they set a scenario up where he can be killed. And he either he go to jail or he get killed. That's the scenario they want to set up. So if somebody attack him, he ain't gonna have no way to protect himself. Send some shout outs to those donating money to the Cash App. My man Robert, Brandon Norman, thanks B, and Rob, LM, Mr. Sledge came through. My man Anton Matthews. A guy named Vaping Fast Break. Cordell Beasley. And like I said, boom. If you're watching this later, there it is. I'm out.